Welcome back to Haunting Story of the Lonely House on the Hill, an audiobook experience. Episode 4 concludes with a haunting sense of loss and sacrifice. The family, united in their grief, faces an uncertain future. Tune in to Episode 5, where the repercussions of their decision and the relentless pursuit of the Force will test their resolve like never before. Prepare yourself for a journey of sorrow and resilience as the echoes of Maria's sacrifice resonate in the depths of their souls. In the quiet depths of the night, Sarah found herself adrift in a sea of sorrow and longing. The passing of Maria, her beloved grandmother, had set forth a cascade of events that would forever alter the tapestry of her existence. The family, bound by a sacred promise to safeguard Sarah from the encroaching darkness that had claimed their matriarch, bore the weight of their sacrifice, aware that the true extent of their heritage would forever elude her grasp. Years slipped away like grains of sand through an outstretched hand, and Sarah, seeking solace and respite from the cavernous void that plagued her soul, made the bittersweet choice to depart from the cherished home she once shared with her mother. Yet, in the wake of this decision, the bond between Sarah and her mother frayed and strained, a silent void that widened with each passing day. The promise to preserve precious memories had inadvertently become a divide, casting shadows upon the once unbreakable connection. Amidst the fragments of her fractured existence, Sarah discovered a glimmer of hope. Jack, an unwavering beacon of light amid encroaching darkness, entered her life, their love blossoming like a fragile flower in a desolate garden. Together, they wove a tapestry of shared dreams, laughter, and the solace of companionship, creating an oasis untouched by the supernatural forces that had haunted Sarah's past. For a fleeting moment, the lingering unease that had haunted her steps seemed to find solace, as if the haunting whispers had been silenced at last. However, as the years rolled on, Sarah could no longer deny the murmurs that danced at the periphery of her consciousness. Unexplained dreams infiltrated her sleep, and an unrelenting sense of incompleteness gnawed at her core. Deep within, she recognized that something vital was amiss, that she remained incomplete. With aching vulnerability, Sarah confided in Jack, exposing the depths of her soul in search of understanding and solace. Together, they made the courageous decision to return to the ancestral abode, guided by an invisible force that tugged Sarah back to her roots, to the place where the secrets of her lineage lay buried. Within the sanctum of shadows and whispered secrets, Sarah and Jack embarked on a new chapter, determined to rebuild their lives even as the echoes of the past reverberated through the halls. Yet an intangible feeling lingered, an elusive presence that Sarah had sensed during her time in that home with her mother. Unable to fully grasp its essence, she chose to suppress it, burying it deep within the recesses of her heart. On a day much like any other, with the sun casting its warm glow upon the world, Jack, brimming with vitality and a zest for life, embarked upon his daily routine, blissfully unaware of the fateful twist of fate awaiting him. Venturing into the bustling streets, an undercurrent of unforeseen tragedy crackled through the air, shrouding the intersection in an aura of impending doom. In an instant, chaos erupted amidst screeching tires and blaring horns, as if the world itself had momentarily surrendered to disarray. Sarah's heart pounded in her chest, a harbinger of the impending disaster unfolding before her eyes, a cataclysmic collision of metal and shattered glass. The sheer force of impact unleashed a tempest of destruction, hurtling Jack's fragile form into the clutches of an unforgiving fate. Reality warped and contorted around him, the scene transforming into a tableau of anguish and devastation. In that cruel fraction of a second, the laws of physics seemed to betray him, and his body became a pawn in a tragic ballet of inertia and collision. Frozen in a state of disbelief and anguish, Sarah could only bear witness, her senses overwhelmed by the unfolding tragedy. The piercing wail of sirens punctuated the air, a mournful dirge that underscored the severity of the situation. Emergency responders descended upon the scene, their valiant efforts a desperate struggle against twisted metal and the unyielding grip of destiny. Yet, their battle against the jaws of wreckage and the relentless passage of time proved futile. As minutes turned into eternities, hope dwindled, surrendering to the stark reality of an irreparable tragedy. In that shattered moment, amid the wreckage and suffocating despair, Sarah's world fractured into a million shards. The weight of grief descended upon her like a crushing avalanche, threatening to consume her very being. Clutching the shards of her shattered heart, she became forever haunted by the image of Jack's final moments and the cruel whims of destiny that had torn him away. In a desperate attempt to reach him, Sarah tried calling Jack, her trembling fingers grappling with the phone. But as the silence on the other end persisted, she knew with a certainty that defied denial. Jack was gone. Months drifted by like specters, leaving Sarah alone in the desolate house atop the hill. The nights became empty echoes of a once shared existence, and she clung to the fragments of her life with Jack, unwilling to release their fragile hold on her heart. Then, on a cold and desolate night, when Sarah's sorrow weighed upon her like an unbearable burden, Jack materialized before her, his presence ethereal and transcendent, as if he had traversed the divide between worlds. Sarah's heart skipped a beat, her eyes widening in astonishment and disbelief as she stood face to face with the one she had believed lost forever. A whirlwind of emotions engulfed her, a delicate dance of incredulity, wonder, and an unyielding longing. It was a moment that defied the boundaries of logic and reason as the veil between life and death momentarily lifted, granting her a fleeting connection to her beloved Jack. Sarah's mind struggled to comprehend the profound significance of this encounter. Jack's apparition exuded an urgent sense of purpose, as if he had transcended the constraints of time and space to deliver a crucial message. The room itself seemed to hold its breath, suspended in a moment of otherworldly enchantment. Episode 5 concludes with Sarah and Jack standing at the precipice of their next challenge, left with a sense of anticipation and a lingering question. Will Sarah rise to embrace her destiny, or will the weight of her grief and the darkness that surrounds her prove insurmountable? Tune in to Episode 6 to witness the unfolding of Sarah's fate and the resolution that awaits her in the face of adversity.